Yo, yo, yo. What up? What up? I like that. I like that sound, man. That shit sound clear. Hey, yo, the journey is real, man. I've been trying to get this podcast shit going for a minute, man. Get my mic set up and all that, and I finally got it. You know, at least I ain't got the best equipment, but I got it decent where I can at least make some content, man. It feels a little good to be able to come home and I kind of use this like a 10th step, man, or like just taking daily inventory, man. I just come home and just speak what's on my mind. But I do got a little bit of a little format today, a little short. I call them the shorts, my episodes. This is episode 3, right? And it's called The Architect Mindset. You know what I'm saying? Designing your comeback. You know what I mean? Shout out to the architects. I got a couple homeboys that are going for their architect degrees. So shout out to the architects. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm in IT, working on my master's in IT. I say that proudly today. But yeah. So yeah, welcome back to Rewired Realities, man. I'm your host, B Watts. B Watts with the plots. Today's a quick episode. It's called The Architect Mindset, Designing Your Comeback. The difference between recovery and reinvention, right? Let me say something real, man. Recovery saved my life, but an architect mindset rebuilt it. A lot of people get clean, but not everybody learns how to design a future they actually want, right? Um, that was me for a long time. I was clean, but not built. You know what I'm saying? In recovery, but not structured. You know what I mean? So an architect doesn't hope for a building. He draws it, measures it, plans it, and builds it. You know what I'm saying? In that order. So when you come with a architect mindset, you are actually designing, you know what I'm saying, your future in a way that looks good for you, or in a way that feels good, especially for me. So your comeback requires the same level of attention, man, or same level of intention, should I say? Let's get you a blueprint, man. You got to have a vision. You know what I'm saying? In the back, you see my, you know what I'm saying? You see my logo, Rewired Realities. That was a vision, man. This has always been a vision of mine to do this, right? So you got to have a vision, man. The first thing an architect creates is a blueprint, a clear picture of what the structure will be. So let me ask you, what does your blueprint look like? Not your wish list, not your fantasy, your blueprint. For me, my blueprint included being a father I could be proud of, getting educated, building a career in IT, serving, right? Serving in recovery. That helped me get outside of my self-centeredness because I'm one of those that they used to call a narcissist. Stuff of love. But yeah, man, like, getting outside myself, serving others, right? Taking care of my mom, which is a big deal, man. I just found out some information about my mom that could be detrimental to her health, outside the dementia that I talk about. But I'm here today, man. I'm here for it, and I'm gonna walk with her through it, whatever the case may be. I won't put it out in the air just yet, but mom's situation could be looking a little bit more serious than we thought, and that's okay. That's okay, man. There ain't nothing God designed me. God, my higher power planned for me to be at this moment at this time. So, whatever it is, we face it for it, man. Um, so yeah, taking care of my mom and being a man of integrity, man. Standing on my word, man. I have to do that a lot, man. I used to be a pushover, or not necessarily a pushover, but I go with the flow, man. A chameleon, as they say. I melt, or I mold, or mesh to your mood, to the background. I'm just gonna fit in it. You know what I mean? However it looks. But having integrity means, for me, standing on what I believe in, and doing with it integrity, and doing it with integrity. Uh, For example, man, I had to go. I was at work today, my IT job, and I got 2 jobs, right? So I work at IT, then I do part time at Atlanta Recovery Place, where I serve as a BHT, and I had a meeting at ARP, and my plan was to go during my lunch break at my other job, so I can just go over there and knock it out. It was an hour, you know what I mean? And I didn't tell my employer that I was going to a meeting, but I should have. So I just went and came back, and I was gone for like 2 hours, man. They was kind of like, what's going on, man? And then so I had to apologize. I had to make an amends, right? I had to say, hey, yeah, that was my bad. I mean, I had to go do something for I had to go do something for my other job. Bam, won't happen again. My bad. But the level of the conversation I had with my employer, you know what I'm saying, it's the respect. You know what I'm saying? You got to respect where you're at. You know what I mean? Your employer, the building that you're in, or respect. I had to respect my first employer to even show the respect that I have for my second employer, right, or the second job or whatever. So me going to the place and not saying that I'm taking a long lunch break and not speaking on it, what I mean, that's not integrity. That's not living in integrity. So but to come back and say, hey, my bad, I made a mistake, it won't happen again. That falls into line with my integrity. I have to be. I have to show integrity in my movement, man, and not be a stealer of time. That's what they say, huh? Or not disrespect somebody else's employ and business. Yeah, so yeah, man, becoming a man of integrity, and this wasn't luck, man. That was architecture. I had to do these things. I had to plan to be this way, right? The next we're gonna talk about structure, the framework that holds you up. Every comeback needs structure, routine, discipline, consistency. A building doesn't stay standing on motivation. It stays standing on support beams, right? A foundation, a frame from framework. For me, my support beams were step work, accountability, school, showing up for my job, and learning to be honest even when it hurts. That's what I just talked about. I had to be honest, right? Even when it hurts. That's the framework that kept me. That's the framework that kept me from collapsing, man. From collapsing, man. When I say collapsing, for me being a person in long-term recovery, collapse. I mean, it's not necessarily about the substance of today, but that's where it could lead to, right? If I just take too much on and if I don't have a strong foundation, then I could break down and be right back in those dark places that I was before. Today I got some goals, man. I'm working on my sober livings, my properties, working on this podcast. That's something I'm trying to get off the ground. I'm writing a book. Yeah, man, and I'm just doing some things that required some framework, man. And one of my sayings is APE. It's an acronym, and I sometimes say go ape shit. I'm going ape shit out here, man. It stands for assess, process, and execute. And I do that brick by brick. But yeah, you gotta have a framework, man, to start your architecture, man. To start your framework, to start your building, you have to have framework, right? And then we got execution, man. That's what I just talked about. The ape, right? The E out of the ape. Execution. Execute. Build one brick at a time. Build one brick at a time. Not in one day, not in one sitting, one brick at a time. And that's how I'm able to accomplish the many things I'm involved with. I just apply one brick at a time, man. You know what I'm saying? Architects don't stack 20 stories overnight. They build one brick, then the next, then the next. That's how I rebuild my mindset. One class, one meeting, one step, one honest conversation, one day at a time, man. That's all it has to do. Just do it just for the day, man. One day at a time. Small wins are blocks that build big lives. And then we come to the architect mindset. So, in closing, man, your life won't change just because you're tired of the old one. It changes when you start designing a new one. Here's today's message. Stop living by default. Start living by design. Your comeback isn't luck, it's architecture. This is Rewired Realities. I'm B. Watts with the plots. Thank you for listening, and keep coming back and keep building what means the world to you.